And a tough match up there as well. Of course, about 6'2", and we know he can take a really good mark down there. They're going to have to put a good player on. That might create a bit of a mismatch early.
Coming off one of his quieter games, only 19 disposals last week. It's game number 200 for Scott Pendlebury. It's the Suns and the Magpies. Nichols gets it down to Riscatelli and then to Prestia, and they're away. The Suns, as you can see, well, as you will see when they win possession, are kicking to the left of screen. They have a bit of a breeze in this opening term. Saad is back in the side, off to Prestia. We'll get to Kingy on those conditions in a moment. As we can see, the Pies crowd up the area. Handball from Swan to Langdon. Fasolo also back in the team this week after 5 weeks in the VFL. Really been made to earn his spot, and he gets a good early opportunity. Slams it in there. Leslie it is who's got first dibs at Travis Cloak. Jesse White's broken to the goal square. He just had to get it on his boot. Didn't think he could. So instead they've tried to craft it forward. Pendlebury working back via Oxley, and now Cloak. The set up to full forward to Goey. Oh, here's Fasolo! Fine start for the Pies. Alex Fasolo lining up.
Jason, you and I were down here watching the warm-up, and we just saw Scott Pendlebury not quite engaged in all the midfield drills, not getting involved in the ball hunting session they did. I've got a suspicion that he's a little bit sore. It looks tight in the back, or certainly the upper hamstring sort of area.
Yeah, interesting if he could be sore, Jace.
He was very observant, Kingy. He picked it up very early on watching the warm-up.
Here's the kick from Fasolo. No mistake from there. The Pies with the first.
I think it just adds an extra ingredient now into our viewing experience today. We'd hate to see something wrong with Scotty Pendlebury, particularly in game number 200. He wants to play well, and just starting forward, even that gives you that little indication, doesn't it?
And being a milestone game as well, Jason, it's quite interesting. You've made the trek up here. You do want to play. I remember I actually got ruled out in a fitness test the night before my 200th game, and so it's pretty stressful. I know what Scotty will be going through.
Maybe just to add to that, Kingy, last week he had 24 disposals and he didn't have a clearance. It was the first time since 2010 that he hadn't had a clearance in a game. So you have to wonder about that.
Might just be a really good bluff, Hunter.
Maybe. Anyway, he's chasing now. I'm sure if he wasn't at least close to being fit, he wouldn't be out there, but he's such a pivotal player. This is such an important game. Lonergan does well. Kicks from centre-half back to centre-half forward. What they do have is 2 young key forwards in Dixon and Lynch. Lynch couldn't get hands on that one. Dixon was able to lay a big tackle on Goldsack, and there Lynch goes in. Riscatelli fashioned a path through. Blair dug it up, and now they're going to get away through Oxley. Ever improving. Kicks to the wing. Oh, they had that spent. There he gets to spend it with a little handball. Back to side bottom. Cloak covering plenty of territory early.
Real class side bottoms. Side bottoms come in. We spoke about pre-game. He's going to be able to hit those targets, so Travis Cloak will enjoy leading up towards him.
Keeps it close to the boundary line. Fasolo's hot so far. Side bottom, can't get away. Locked on tackle, Saad. Excellent play. Hall got the little handball whisked through. Riscatelli's been prominent. McKenzie from the wing. Lemons just gets muscled out of it by Goldsack. Good diligent defence. Marley Williams after some uncertainty. Besides that, side bottom's the man to kick to.
Quite happy to go long here. Collingwood have shown this year they're happy to kick the long ball into their forwards. They've got Jesse White and Travis Cloak down the line here. They'll both fly.
Yeah, both in the frame, and Cloak is a man mountain compared to those around him, isn't he? Thumps it deep to full forward. Penetrating kick. Lonergan always out of position, and Scotty Pendlebury takes the mark.
Not a bad start to your 200th game, Hutto. Not a bad move by the boys in the coach's box.
I was watching him, Jono. He didn't move.
Didn't have to.
Well, if I was Rodney Eaton, I'd be pretty disappointed in the Travis Cloak mark. There were 4 Suns there. They all sat at the back. They gave Travis Cloak front position, and he's too big and strong. Have a look at him. 3 of them right there, and another one just dropping off the back, and that allows the one-on-one contest for Scotty Pendlebury. He's got some class, this bloke.
That's going to be the real problem. You've got Jack Leslie and Henry Shade, who are quite undersized compared to Cloak, and if Cloak can have a really good run and jump at the ball, he's going to get his confidence up and going. Good kick early.
What a start for the Pies. They've controlled the footy. 23 disposals to 16. The Suns have had 4 kicks, 12 handballs. So when they've had the ball, it's been hard for them to move the ball forward at all.
Didn't take long to see Pendlebury back in the middle either. That's a good sign.
Goldsack takes it all the way to the line, but then decides to keep it back in play. Langdon utilises it by working Brown into it. He had a roadblock ahead when he tried to switch. So now Crisp's going to fly over Hallahan. Seedsman made a run for it. Took Miller. Well done, Bennell. And Shade. And away from Dixon.
Just looking at these matchups, Charlie Dixon forward of the ball. We see Scotty Pendlebury there in his 200th game. Nathan Brown's gone to Charlie Dixon, which is a good matchup. And Jack Frost has gone to Big Tommy Lynch.
Witts, Adams, side bottom. Nothing doing out of there yet. Hallahan, Bennell, oh, he was pushing the line. In fact, pushed it too far.
Harley Bennell doesn't look like he's got a direct matchup as yet. You would have thought Nathan Buckley will keep a close watch on that, because once he gets his tail up, he's one of the most exciting players in the competition, Hutto.
Yeah, with so many of their top players out too, you would think they'd have the resources to focus on him if need be. Adams tries to move through. He did that. The handball wasn't great, as you saw. Crisp, Lemons, he's got squashed. And he's going to have the shot for goal here, Sean Lemons.
He'll be happy with this after Tyson Goldsack pushed him out of the way about 2 minutes ago there on the boundary line. He's quite a skinny young lad, like a lot of the Gold Coast Suns boys, but he's got pretty good skills. Got pretty high hopes for him in the footy club.
Still a real slight young man, isn't he?
Yes, in like 2 or 3 pretty good pre-seasons, I suppose, in the gym still to come for him.
Only 20 years of age. Sean Lemons. Give the Gold Coast some hope. They got the breeze in the first term, and that one fades away to the right.
Put the mocker on him, pumping up his skill level. What do you think about that, Chase?
Oh, look,
I could stop the train.
Young player with not a lot of experience, but it really does dampen the spirit and the enthusiasm of the players around him. They've got a tough game. They've conceded a couple of early ones, want to get themselves back in the contest. They just can't afford to be missing those sort of opportunities.
Side bottom has the mark at half-back.
It's interesting, Collingwood are really spreading to the other side. They're trying to create some holes in the middle of the ground.
And Jordan De Goey flies up, can't take the grab.
Now they squeeze back across, of course, for this stoppage.
De Goey in for his 3rd game. Back into the team last week. Grundy leaning over the top. 2 ruckmen playing. Swan to Williams, back to Grundy. Heaves it to half-forward. They're outnumbered there. And that was able to favour Kolodjasny, who is one of their form players. He ran straight into a dead end, but was composed enough to get out. Sard loves to run. We know that. Hall's running backwards. And he got some help. Cross half-back. Shade able to dab it through. This is Harbrow. He is one of their experienced players. Sexton comes from behind and at least breaks even with Seedsman, and it gets over the line and out of bounds.
They did eventually end up on at half-forward, the Gold Coast Suns, but just at half-back there, they're just still lacking a little bit of confidence to take that inside kick, that 20, 30-metre kick to get it back inside the corridor and run. Young Sard, who's come back into the side, has been a great inclusion for him to help that run, but they just need to pull the trigger a little bit earlier, Hutto.
Mitch Hallahan's under all of that. The former Hawk. Playing just his 11th game overall. Had 24 disposals last week. Struggled a bit with his disposal in the slippery conditions. He's grabbing it out of the ruck, free kick, going against Brodie Grundy. So opportunity here for big Tommy Lynch. A little bit of breeze behind. Any chance from that far out?
Don't think so. It'd have to be a Malcolm Blight torpedo punt, I would have thought.
Well, Blighty would be around somewhere, wouldn't he?
He would be in the grandstands here. Of course, footy director for the Gold Coast Suns.
And Lynch doesn't even try. Goes for the pass. Material's in his sights. Here's big Charlie Dixon. Want to get out of his way. Back to Lynch, who gets a little closer to try. As I heard it was touched. Tommy Nichols down there on the line. And there he is, the great Malcolm Blight.
He's the czar, if you want to call him that, the football czar up here in the Gold Coast, leading the charge.
He's always full of theories, Blighty, too. He's got lots of theories on the game. Jack Frost. Camped in the back pocket for the Pies. They've kicked the first 2 goals. Come to a halt since then. Crisp to fly against Hallahan. Come off the head of Travis Cloak. Hallahan, bull-like, got it out through Nichols' hands, and now the Pies. Varco took it from side bottom. Big Witts against Leslie. Witts takes the mark and goes crashing into the turf. No divot, which is surprising.
That's right. And he was slow to react there, Witts. His man looked like he beat him in the reaction time, but the kick was quite well weighted. Good long kick with penetration by Travis Varco. As you can see, he was probably a couple of steps behind, but it was good judgment in the end to Mark running back with the flight of the ball. Can he go back now and kick straight and get the guys on the get Collingwood further in front?
14 goals, 7 is his numbers for his career. That's not going to improve with that effort.
That's how he was striking in the warm-up as well. So you tend to get a gauge sometimes by the way they're coming off the boot early.
Steele Sidebottom's just made his way to the bench for his first break. What a fantastic start. What a great 10 minutes he's put up for the Collingwood team. 5 disposals already.
That one's back into play. Oh, no one's going to get a hand to that. Oh, Jack Crisp did. And so we'll have a throw in. After all, he kicked to himself, in fact, Mackenzie, so it wouldn't have made any difference. Ball hurled back into play. Grundy flicked it down in style to Swan. You can see the Suns got into good position there to stop it going any further.
Good little set play, though. Good understanding. Down to Swan.
And now Prestia, who's obviously a critical player for them. Had 27 disposals last week, down Prestia. One of their prime movers that hasn't got injured. I mean, it's just been so tough for them, hasn't it, without O'Meara and Ablett and Swallow.
Yeah, it's not just the number of players that got injured, Hutto. It's the quality and the standing of them. You know,
and the type as well.
You're talking about half a dozen of your best players that aren't available.
And your 2 main key defenders.
Yes, that hurts as well, doesn't it? As well as the run from Melchescu, who hadn't even got going yet, really. Reigns, that not his finest moment. And Varco tangling with Prestia, who pulls up a bit sore as he goes over the line. Hopefully he's not going to join this list. It might have just been the boot getting stuck.
There's Gary Ablett. Of course, they'll be pretty keen for him to get back. Still indefinite at the moment on the injury list with his shoulder injury.
Big Charlie having a run in the ruck, the tap down. Did the rucking and the roving and the kicking out on the full.
Collingwood have been really good at keeping the ball in their forward half. They really work well as a team when they don't have the footy. Got really good communication between each other, especially for a young side.
Gold Coast kicking efficiency sitting at 38% at the moment.
That's the problem, Hutto. Their competitiveness inside the contest is first class. They can't maintain possession.
Goldsack just eased the ball to Scotty Pendlebury, who takes the mark. Maybe if he is into the breeze a little bit, it'll be on the edge of his range. Is there much breeze down there, Kingy?
No, I don't think so. I think that
it's well protected at that end.
Well protected at that end, but it's not a large breeze anyway. It was probably a goal or so earlier, the first couple of minutes of the game, but it's dropped significantly.
Is that a fair start? This bloke in his 200th, Hutto?
He's lining up with his 4th disposal for his 2nd goal.
Jamie, just play the footy. Play the footy.
Has he got enough of it? It's straight, but it's not far enough. Jesse White was threatening. And a bit of tunnel ball sees that one through.
As that's happening, lads, Dion Prestia has made his way to the bench, walking very gingerly. Still struggling to get to the actual bench. He's just made his way through the interchange gates. There's a real problem down here.
See, they can't afford that.
No, they certainly can't risk a tally. Shared it with Hallahan. Initial fumble, but good strength through the contest from Dixon. And Riscatelli teams up again with Lemons. Runs straight into a brick wall. Scotty Pendlebury dumped him to the ground. Well done. Brown, did he get a handball? Enough, apparently. Williams took it from Varco. That wasn't the best. And now an opportunity. Brandon Matera moving it up and got it back to Sard. Turned onto the left instantly, and that's okay. Lonigan. Lynch, the main target. The Pies knew where it was going, and they pulled their numbers around it. Oxley with the take from Swan.
Really dangerous spot to kick the ball out, Hutto. Collingwood's away here. Oh, not with that kick, though.
Swan back to the wing, as you said. Not pretty, that one. Bennell takes the mark. Dane Swan up to 6 disposals. Riscatelli 6 as well.
That's good. Taking on that kick inboard, playing the ball on.
Stanley now had to wait for it to bounce out there, Michael Riscatelli. Nice little step from Leslie. Puts them within range, but unfortunately the cupboard was bare as far as forward options in that part of the ground.
Well, they were there. Lynch and Dixon were there, but they just didn't kick it anywhere near him.
Goldsack. Adventurous handball for Crisp. She's been a fine for them. Another one that Brisbane parted with. Pendlebury just flicked it out wide, toying with them here without being able to score as much as they would have liked. Langdon's kick smothered. And good fight from the Gold Coast Suns, and Matera tried to break away with it, couldn't. Fasolo entered the scene, straight away had an impact. Swans got Marley Williams working, and Pendlebury drifting into the danger spot. Didn't go for broke, thought he might have, instead tried to craft the pass. It didn't turn out the way he had planned. Adams tried to put pressure on. It remains, but they'll get away with Kolodjasny initially, and now Matera working with Bennell. Leslie was involved as well, and Stanley takes the mark.
Well, they're endeavouring to move the ball quickly, the Suns. They're looking to use the corridor when they can, but Collingwood are just clogging them up.
Hallahan finds Bennell.
Just getting a little bit of the footy for mine. At the moment, I would have thought that Nathan Buckley might be about to do a bit of a match-up change there, I would have thought. Maybe get Jack Crisp onto Bennell. He seems to have done a pretty good job in stopping some of the opposition players that got really good run.
So the ball in the back pocket. To go, he drives to an outnumbered Blair. Got a lot of attention from Sexton. The umpire said that's okay.
Well, we can see Dion Presti getting some attention. We think we found out where it happened. He's just getting pushed off the ball, and he pulls up a little proppy there in that contest with Travis Varco. It didn't look to be much. Maybe it was just the pressure on one of the muscles as he decelerated and propped to stop.
I think it's just underneath the knee, Jace. It appears like it's around the kneecap. They're testing that left knee in a really awkward spot. It's not a test you often see. It may be just on the high part of the upper leg, the bottom leg bone there. So I'm not quite sure what it is.
We hope he's just jarred it. That'd be the best result.
Wits down to side bottom. Pendlebury again involved. Side bottom had the wings clipped. The umpire said play on. To go, happy to oblige. Kicks to half forward. Grundy threatening, couldn't get there. Well battled by the Suns defence. White short for Fasolo. It's got Varco streaming in. Got Blair. They're all small targets. That was the problem. So they can jump though. We know that. Blair flies. Elliott stays down. Varco. Hands were too quick. Langdon had all the time in the world to wait. And picks out Pendlebury again. And he handballs. His back was to goal, was Oxley, but he got himself settled and put it through, hits the scoreboard, and the Pies lead by 3 goals.
Yeah, young Oxley, he's had a good year. There's Scotty Pendlebury, played quite a bit forward tonight. Obviously got a little bit of it there. He set that goal up, nice goal assist, and I think it's something he can definitely do going forward a little bit more later on in his career. As young Crisp and Adams and Sidebottom and those guys get into the midfield and spend more time there, Pendlebury may be able to push forward. It's going to be certainly a difficult matchup. Good finish by young Oxley, who's had a good year.
This is not what you want to see when you're a Suns fan. Just seems so innocuous. The margin out to 18. You just need to be able to find a way to goal, to feel like they're in this game, because Collingwood have denied them repeatedly. The inside 50 count is pretty much level, 8-7 in favour of the Pies. They come away again through Goldsack and Seedsman, forced to give it up. Bennell, maybe manhandled without the ball. Yeah. Bennell's able to find Lynch. Just surveys. In fact, he didn't have much of a look. Just kicked it as quick as he could, hoping that Dixon has a free as a whistle.
He was too worried about his man there, Nathan Brown. He actually had good position. I reckon he could have jumped at the ball and contested it, but he was more interested in knocking Charlie Dixon off his run. I just thought he had really good position.
Yeah, he did.
And he got too defensive, if that makes sense. He should have just attacked the ball.
Yeah, he got a little bit desperate. He lost contact with him there just momentarily, didn't he, Jason? He got desperate with that late shove.
So big moment here for the Gold Coast Suns. Charlie Dixon, 12 goals in 4 weeks, including a bag of 6. Has been their main source of majors, and so he is again.
Well, they needed it, and they probably deserved it. They've had a bit of the ball, and they've certainly had some opportunities inside 50, just not using the ball well enough. That's what's letting them down. Again, we spoke about it earlier, Brownie. We saw the kick that went into that dangerous spot that rebounded pretty quickly. It looks like they're very quickly trying to hit the ball to that dangerous area, about 30 out in front of goal, which is okay if your forwards are reading it and are getting there on time.
Well, that's right, and of course Lynch and Dixon haven't played a lot together this year, but got to keep bombing into them.
A settler for the Suns. They're off.
2 coaches used to work together.
Yeah, very closely. There might have been a few moments this year where Rocket might have thought maybe he should have stayed alongside Nathan Buckley.
Well, there shouldn't be too many surprises between the two of them, should there?
No, you wouldn't think so. There's Henry Shade battling away against Jesse White. Gets it to the line. Good hassle from White.
There's still a fair bit of weight difference there. Jesse White would be pushing 105 kilos. Young Shade's 89 kilos. We'll see how he goes tonight.
Shade conceded 4 goals last week playing against Kennedy and McGuinness. Kennedy was subbed out eventually for the West Coast Eagles.
First round pick from about 3 or 4 years ago, Hutto. 2011, I believe.
Leslie mainly played on the resting ruckman and conceded 3 goals, but they're just very young in the game, and hopefully in the long term this will help them because they'll get exposure at this level. But May will come back next week, and obviously Rory Thompson not too far after that.
Yeah, I think the Suns will have high hopes for their young key position players. They've got a pretty good spine, young developing spine, if they can stay out the park.
Oh, Bennell improvised. Could have been painful for Blair. Lemons, the fumble didn't help. Just dispensed with by the aggressive Pies, but Harbrow, Marley Williams had to wait an uncomfortable moment or two, but he did it oh so well. Off to Swan, sets a bit of a task out there. Oh, at half forward, bodies crashing in everywhere. To Goey. Flicked it out after Adams had been so brave, and the kick inside 50 is well controlled for the Suns by Kolodjasny. Saad revised his decision and where he was going to go. They're trying to handball their way through the middle. It looked like disaster was looming. Hallahan was dragged down. Saad maybe held without it momentarily. Jesse White bulldozed his way through. Goldsack looking for a way out and found it. Wasn't the best of handballs, but Varco didn't panic.
Witts is on his own up ahead if they can get it to him.
Side bottom, that's where the ball was directed to Big Witts. It's even numbers inside the 50 if he wants to take it in there quickly. Cloak's in the pocket. Wasn't the best opportunity for him.
Look, it was a poor kick. It should have been just a nice, long, high 50-metre kick to the pocket. Cloak would have been one-on-one there. Would have been fair to say the odds would have been stacked in his favour there, Hutto, in a one-on-one situation, but instead it ended up a 2v1. They allowed the loose to be able to float across. Disappointed with that kick, Cloakey.
Did come from a ruckman, Brownie.
True. He's had a bad start kicking-wise today, Witts.
Well, they've linked up beautifully here. Langdon didn't have as long as he thought. And their pressure at times has been really good, the Suns.
Yeah, but it's not constant enough, Hutto. They do it at times, and then at other times it's non-existent. They've got to be uncompromising in the fact that when they haven't got the ball, pressure has to be desperate and it has to be intense.
Yeah, their tackling numbers are really high. I think they're ranked number 2 in the competition, but a lot of it's just through late desperation because they haven't set up properly and haven't had good defensive intent right from the get-go.
It's interesting watching this because they're desperate to use the corridor, the Suns, but Collingwood is setting up to stop them using the corridor, getting plenty of numbers in that area.
This is the battleground, isn't it, in the big centre square at the moment. Charging through Varco, it really looked inevitable that they were going to break and get it forward. Pendlebury did everything but take the mark. I think he thought he was going to get a free kick out of that, and he's arguing with the umpire now. In fact, right in the face of the umpire. He is not happy. He walks away with a few more murmurings.
Probably just explaining, it's game number 200, my friend. Where's the theatre?
Where's the memo? In fact,
he's been penalised. He's been penalised for verbal abuse.
Yeah, he's given the umpire a mouthful there.
He said, he had 2 goes. He said, yeah, 2 goes.
The umpires are pretty lenient these days.
Free kick or not, Brown? He'll look at that.
Probably was a free kick, but if he's had 2 goes, he'll definitely deserves a 50-metre penalty.
So Lynch kicks to full forward and is poked away. Bennell. Oh, I was going to say.
He's an exciting talent. He's getting his hands on the footy a fair bit early. That was his 9th possession.
Scotty wouldn't have lost his cool like that too many times in his 200 games, would he?
No, he's a pretty calm player out there, isn't he? Got a great track record in big games. Tells you a bit about his personality, his calmness under pressure, Hutto.
He's such a professional, but on that occasion...
It is frustrating, though, when you're well and truly on your own in the forward line and the ball doesn't get kicked to you greatly, or you probably should have got a free kick.
Gee, that's a good pickup.
Yeah, not paid as a mark for Charlie Dixon.
He's a beautiful kick of the ball, Harley Bennell, but when you're kicking it to big blokes like that, they don't want it around their ankles. It might be okay for some of the more mobile forwards that like to take that diving chest mark, but the big blokes need it in front of the face.
Lonergan gets it through. Bennell, they're trying to move it by hands and keep the Pies guessing, which is what they do. Riscatelli, classy work to full forward. Lynch drifts out the back. Sexton an opportunity. Now Lynch again. Snaffled it up. Hall has to go, and he knew it. Just couldn't drag it down and didn't get a free kick either.
He probably should have marked it in the end.
Grundy drawn some contact. And the Pies fans think that was long overdue.
So a healthy bit of feedback down here for the umpires, Hutto. That's all that is.
Got a player down behind play, the Suns.
Seedsman to half forward. Cloak, just a little nudge on Leslie. Takes the mark. Minute 44 remaining. Got Whitson, Pendlebury and White deep, so he could just toss it up into the sky and see who wants to run and jump and take a big grab. And they all had a crack at it. No one could drag it. Here's Taylor Adams. Up and at him. Pendlebury, the setup for Varco. Screwing it back with style for a Magpies goal. There's plenty of Pies fans here.
Just kept it alive, Collingwood. Again, that's that pressure we're talking about. At times, it's not intensive enough as Sexton comes from the ground. Look, they had some numbers around the ball, and that's a little bit too easy. There's plenty of numbers there for the Suns, but the intensity of pressure just isn't there.
You can see there, just gets out. There's the Sexton injury. He copped a little whack in the mouth. Hopefully he's going to be all right. There's Alex Sexton on screen there. He might have just copped an accidental whack to the mouth.
Yeah, I think it was Took Miller, his team.
Friendly fire,
yeah.
From the centre bounce, Nichols tries to guide it down. De Goey, Grundy, White. They look ominous again. Elliott. Oh, it's downfield.
Is that late? Oh, Travis Cloak sticking up for Jamie Elliott, which is always good to see. Looking after the little blokes, but you don't want to go too far.
Oh, he's fired up, Cloakey.
It's funny because if Cloakey was having the shot here, he'd be going mad if his teammates are pushing people around. Just keep your hands to yourself in those situations. You've got the shot.
Look who the recipient is.
Scotty Pendlebury, 9 disposals and a goal in this first term. This is his 3rd shot at goal.
You wouldn't expect him to miss this one. Beautiful kick of the footy.
He's had 5 score involvements. Best in a game ever is 4 goals for Scott Pendlebury. He's on his way to a big bag. Oh, is he? Yes, it just gets in. The Pies out to a 23-point advantage.
Yes. See coming along here.
That's in slow motion.
Yeah.
At normal speed, it didn't look to be very late.
I'm not sure what other option has the guy got to do there, Jason. So, see there, Travis Cloak trying to go on there and fly the flags.
I guess you can dive across the boots, trying to smother it rather than bumping the player. But you're right, it's difficult. You're trying to put that pressure on, and it might look late in slow motion, but in normal speed, it didn't look very late at all.
2 goals and 2 assists and 2 goal assists for Scott Pendlebury as well. So great start to his 200th game, spending a fair chunk of time forward. They've got Andrew Rains on him at the moment.
Yeah.
Centre bounce, Nichols. Good to see Prestia back out there as the #1 clearance player in the competition, so they can't afford to not have him out there and to lose another soldier at this stage. Harbrow, can they get a late one? Dixon. Outnumbered. Matera. Oh, the siren so cruel for them there. Collingwood dominating the opening term despite some of the best efforts of the Gold Coast Suns. The lead is 23 points. The opening term is complete. Collingwood 5 goals too. Their captain kicking 2 goals in game number 200. The Suns 139.
Stay there and this midfield can hold up without him in the absolute coalface, then I think that's a luxury that Nathan Buckley will use throughout the course of 2015.
Second quarter coming up. And it's Witts and Nichols to resume the duel in the middle. And Witts got it down to a charging Pendlebury. Prestia is out there. Here's Crisp. And now Varco. And they're working through Oxley, the Pies. That was somewhere in between the two Collingwood players he was aiming for. Perfect facade into Nichols. Big switches on. There's danger associated with a kick that's going to hang for as long as that, but it got there safely to Lonigan. That wasn't ideal. Stanley slipped. Rischitelli got dumped, didn't he? Prestia to half forward. Harley Williams couldn't mark it, but solid enough, takes it over the line and out of bounds.
It was a good spoil in the end from Matera. Just needed to get the ball over the boundary line and let them reset, because they looked like they had control coming out of defence. Pretty ordinary option. Can't afford turnovers. At least break even. They get a stoppage to reset.
Each team had a spare off the side of this stoppage. But Pendlebury screws it back in, and there's one of the extra numbers back there for the Suns. Kolodjasny content to work it back 15 or 20 metres to try and open things up. They're looking into the middle, but there's nothing there for shade. He just got the handball away.
It was an ordinary one too.
Didn't make life particularly easy for his teammate, but safely done by Leslie. The short kick away to Stanley, who's in the back pocket.
So they're missing a lot of their best ball users, the Suns, and what it means is Collingwood are going to get chances to create turnovers.
Frost and Pendlebury both stood their ground, took Miller. Gee, Rischitelli's really leading hard, isn't he? He's got such a role with no Ablett and no O'Meara and no Swallow in the middle, and he knows it. Langdon, the release handball. Difficult for Seedsman. Bennell pounces, and Matera strolls into goal. Terrific start to the second term for the Suns.
It was good fast ball movement down there, and that's what they need. They've got some really dangerous players there on the forward line. You see Matera, good contest there by Dixon. He was certainly on the wrong side of it there. Bad handball by Langdon, goes back, but good forward pressure by the Suns guys. Get down there. Sexton was fantastic there. Obviously Bennell followed up, and Matera was able to finish, but it all started there with Sexton's tackle. Terrific handball back into the corridor. Matera, this is what they need. They need some real hard push off halfback.
This is an area they struggle from, Brownie, the scores from turnovers, so at least they've forced one there.
That's right, yeah. And they're attacking more and more tonight, which is great to see.
Brandon Matera's kicked 7 goals straight now. This is his 5th game for the season. Crisp tried to make a move out of the middle. He was retarded in the tackle, and no free kick. Witts battled on gamely and got it to Varco. At his best, he can score a goal from there, and that's as good as his best. Smart reply for the Pies. He was an interesting recruit for them, wasn't he, Travis Varco?
Yeah, he was, and a premiership player for Geelong. He's been a good player. This is what he can really bring to the table. That go forward, that attack off the wing, coming off there. He can finish. He's been a goal kicker in the past. That's certainly what Collingwood would expect of him going forward. It was a nice little finish, 50 metres on the run. Well protected there on the goal line to get it through. Just talking to Nathan Buckley now, saying, well done.
You're probably happy enough to talk to the coach after you've kicked a goal like that, aren't you, Brownie?
That's right. You're avoiding the headphones if you've done something silly.
23 points the margin. Andrew Rains has a crack at it. Jared Blair mining it out for the Pies, getting them into the 50 arc. Elliott attacked it to Goey. Got Suns all around. They're crowding the footy pretty well, getting numbers to the contest.
Just interesting there, Hutto. Collingwood, all Collingwood's players pulled back close to the goal square for that centre bounce, really trying to open up some space.
They've kept a spare back in the goal square, so Grundy and Cloak are going to have an extra one to deal with if it does come out of here. Adams dispense with Swan, got plenty of it in the first quarter. It's his 11th disposal.
He's got good leg speed, Sard, hasn't he?
Yes.
That's a great pickup at the pace too.
Stays afloat long enough to get it back to Miller, but his kick was accidentally smothered. Pendlebury all class, whether in the air, on the ground, side bottom. To Goey had a sighter and then kicked it into the crowd.
You've got a feel for Ahmed Sard. He worked so hard. He beat his opponent at the ball with good pace. He picked it up cleanly. Yeah. He gets the ball out to Miller, and then Miller just kicks it straight back into him. Yeah. He gets poleaxed, and his man gets a possession off the rebound. How unlucky.
Another mature age recruit too, Jace, from Coburg. He's probably the Suns' been most exciting prospect this year. He's been one of the Adam Sard.
Adam Sard.
He's one. Sorry, mate. He's one of the.
For that.
He's one of the few positives the Suns have had this year.
He's the Saints player, Jace.
Oh my God, I knew I had something. In the back of my mind. Poor me.
I didn't want to correct you there.
No, please do, mate. If I get a name wrong, for God's sake.
Goldsack, chips, and that's disappointing. That was two. So Sard was able to help in the recovery. Ball comes away. Back to the wing. Dixon slides in, then he gets crushed.
Well done,
he's not happy either.
No, not happy.
Half through one at Nathan Brown.
He's leading up at the ball carrier, though, which is good signs early, Hutto.
Lynch. Frost did what he had to do. Lynch's recovery was excellent, but so too was Frost. Witts came in to lend a hand, and they're going to get away. Side bottom. Need precision here. And got anything but. Wherever Cloak goes, there's generally an extra son he has to deal with. Kolajazdi's trying to make life difficult for him.
Collingwood's been fantastic at this, really blocking up the corridor for the Suns to go. And they go and make mistakes like that.
Knew he was a left footer too. Sard, they've coughed it up. Blair's normally so good in that situation at flicking out a lightning handball. He did a brilliant one last week, and I think he had that one spent perhaps before it got to him.
Been really impressed by Collingwood there. Obviously, Rodney Eade's gone in with the pretty strong orders to the Suns guys. Try and get it back inside the corridor so they can run and carry off half back. But Collingwood's all over it. They've really did their homework coming into this game.
Prestia had a target to hit. Bennett, as we said, hasn't got a lot of attention from the Pies and has racked up 13 disposals thus far. Dixon had some options. One in the middle he liked the look of. That was Hallahan, and he got himself a free kick. Swan better give it back to him pretty smartly. Milked every millisecond he could there, Dane Swan, before returning it. A few go down. Frost in a heap. Maybe a bit sore. Varco. Side bottom. Didn't like anything on that side. He'll wish he'd stayed on this side. It almost could have been 50.
He might be back on the headphones in a moment, Hutto, if he keeps kicking it like that.
That's all, Jared. Thank you.
It's a poor turnover, isn't it?
Yeah. It's be handy, though. If he can kick this goal, certainly game on. Suns get a bit of reward for effort. Certainly turned up today with a lot better intensity, Hutto.
No doubt. Their one victory this season was at home. What they need to do is convert.
Wow.
They just look, one at the other end, one at this end. You can't afford misses directly in front, 20 out.
Williams takes it from half back, and they're away again, the Pies. Goes for distance, hoping they might get a fortuitous bounce. Shade looked like he was going to go to ground, but he actually did that quite well in the end. Down to you, Kingy.
Just having a look at Travis Varco and the impact that he's had so far in this game. 261 metres gained. He's only been over 300 4 times in the last 18 months. So this is a real breakout night for Travis, and we hope he can finish it off.
Swan. Hallahan handcuffed to Goey. Maybe caught one high.
They're just setting him up behind the contest, the stoppages there, King. Just trying to set up, free him up and get some real run from behind.
Again, they go for Cloak. And he's outmarked by Fasolo.
He's got to nail down a position, Alex Fasolo. He's such an important player for Collingwood. That mid-sized forward that can take a good mark. It's a beautiful kick of the footy that can play at ground level or in the air. He should be a 40-50 minimum goal per season player. He's just got to get consistency in his game and make sure he's got the defensive work ethic to go with it.
Hasn't played since round 2. He slotted that one. As you said, he can be a very dangerous weapon. Kicks his second for the night. 5 weeks in the VFL. Been solid without being brilliant, but they've made him really work to get back into this team. Cloak would be filthy on that.
Yeah, he'd be flat as a key positioner when you've got your man beat, Brownie, and
that's right.
It's going to be an uncontested mark. So look at that.
Get out of my way.
2 Collingwood players and 3 Suns at the back again.
Well, the young Suns defenders are very nervous. Got Shade there and Leslie. They don't want to get caught in the front spot, so they're going to try and play from behind and come over for a late spoil. Alex Fasolo, they'll be hoping for a good return. It's hard to find a medium-sized forward that can kick his 30, 40 goals a year. Collingwood certainly needs him to step up and contribute to that goal-scoring power.
Pies getting on top in the clearances. Suns actually started really well, but Collingwood have had 10 of the last 11 clearances in this game.
Both pretty good clearance teams.
They've kicked 3 goals from them as well, which is a problem. Hallahan again to Riskatali. Done enough. Lonigan heaves it inside 50. Goldsack playing in front of Lynch. Here's Rains. Lemons had a quick look at what was on offer. Decided to go for broke. And it's out of bounds on the full.
They're wasting some opportunities, aren't they?
They have, yeah.
Inside 50 is only 3 the difference in favour of the Pies.
Unfortunately, accuracy is killing them.
6 scoring shots to 9. The margin is 28.
We just heard Kingy talking about Travis Varco. That's going to be a 50-metre penalty. Just a lack of discipline, knocking it out of his hand. Varco is covering ground, and we know he's gaining metres with his possessions, but he's working up and back from both ends.
Don't think Rocket can get any further back in his seat. He's just showed his disdain there.
He's just hamstrung with so much quality out of the side. And just needs better efforts from some of these Suns players at critical times.
Chris brings it in. It wasn't the purest of handballs, but Williams on the run. Gets it long. White's the man looming here with a big leap.
He's got under the footy a little bit there.
Collected one on the way.
You wouldn't want to hurt him. He has got the thigh strap, so he might be carrying a little bit of a corky from last week, or certainly he's come back into the side, hasn't he, from injury. Was that a thigh, Hutto? Not sure.
Here's Fasolo. On the top, and Dixon's going to paddle it over and out.
This is where you really look to the Gold Coast. There's the thigh injury there. He's certainly not hampering his movement today. Gold Coast Suns very strong in this area. You look for some real movement. They'll look to free up Bernal.
Close to goal again. Fasolo scrambling for it. Blair can't escape. Well done, Kolodjasny. Goes again, Blair, and they do force the turnover. Lemons hacked it out of there. It will come. Oh, well, looked like it was going to come back. Frost to Brown. It still might, but more hurried and hustled than they would have liked. And Marley Williams had to just slap it on the boot and hope. And well defended, Kolodjasny.
Chase, just looking at the forward setup of the Suns when the ball's in the Collingwood forward line, they've elected to push right up the ground. That allows Collingwood to press right up and lock that ball in and play their turnover game. Earlier in the night, we saw Rodney Eade hold a couple of forwards really deep just to drag that Collingwood defence off its line.
Just wait till they finish this passage of play before we address that.
Bennell tries for the wing again. Sexton under the pump from Langdon.
No, I understand what Kingy's saying. The problem is when you start to find yourself falling out of the contest, 7 goals to 2 now, I think everyone gets sucked up a little bit. In an ideal situation, you do want to make the ground bigger. You want to make more space for your teammates and draw a few back. And they're trying to push Lynch back now. I think when you're getting comprehensively beaten on the scoreboard, everyone tends to get sucked up to the action.
Pendlebury, there's a dart in there, but Saab was able to whack it out of.
That's a massive fist.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Folded up well to lend more support. They've forced a ball up.
See, Ahmed Saab would never have done that. Adam Saab, however, that's a terrific defensive punch.
Still reckon he should have taken the mark, though.
He probably didn't think it was going to come over the two in front of him.
So Riskatali hacking it forward. Brown looks like he wants to find the boundary line. Then he realised he had good numbers to utilise.
No support for Lynch.
Side bottom and then we worked back by Brown. Oh, gee, it's all about the bounce now. He had to commit Marley Williams, which he did, but it jolted out, and Matera crafts the kick around the corner. Took Miller. Yes, yes, yes! No!
Oh, no.
He rushed it. He rushed it.
He had a lot more time, didn't he, Jazz?
Oh, that is a horrendous miss.
He's been an exciting young player for the Suns, but he did rush there.
He just didn't think he had as much time as he actually did, and that's a shame. It was good defensive pressure from the Suns.
Well, I think the Suns' effort, though, has been a lot better today, Jason. You know, they've been really poor all year in their defensive effort they've brought to the table, their effort all round, but at least tonight they've competed a lot better. It's just some of their disposal efficiency.
If it was 5-2 instead of 2-5, they're only a couple of kicks out of the contest, and your confidence lifts.
Yeah.
But when you see 7 goals to 2, the confidence drops away.
Leave it on, play on.
You're not getting reward for effort.
I wonder what Rocket's reaction was to that. We might have a look in a minute, but
They haven't got much hair left to pull out, Rocket.
they've reached the halfway point of this second term, and the margin is 27 points. That was a fairly low percentage kick to a one-on-one with Oxley starting behind. They've managed to win the ball back. Side bottom for Varco. He's off again. Can link up with Elliott. He's going to be close to being within range. He assesses it all, did the maths. Kicks to the top of the square. Jesse White! Wow, when he goes, he's really something, but drags that one down and now has to have the shot for goal.
He lost his opponent. He had a free run and jump, Jesse White. In the end, he did it the hard way. He parried it with one hand and brought it down when I thought he might take the big specky on top of the pack. Didn't quite get the set. He got a free run and jump.
Gee, Pennell's just quickly get out of the way. You could sense Jesse White coming through. Very smart by a 200-game veteran. Didn't want to cop a knee in the back of the head.
Just lost shade in the build-up to that.
10 goals, 10 coming in tonight, Jesse White. Straight through the middle. Let's have a look at Took Miller, and he has that shot. You can see the ball just wasn't held right on the boot.
Can't believe it, Rocket.
Hands over the mouth.
Yeah.
Well, see, the frustration is at least you're creating opportunities. If you're not creating opportunities, you'll never win a game of footy. They're creating opportunities that should have them much closer in this contest. Unfortunately, they're just lacking polish to finish them off. What about the fact that he used his right foot for that snap instead of the left foot, Brownie?
I would have preferred to be able to just dribble it through, just to fire you up a little bit more. Jace.
I would have preferred he just got it between the big white sticks.
Back in the middle, you can see Pennell taking it away. Marley Williams on guard.
Clever kick.
Kicks it to side bottom.
It's amazing side bottom. He's up to 18 possessions. You don't tend to notice him as much as some of the other midfielders.
He just moseys around the field, doesn't he?
And just keeps getting it.
Taylor Adams took it out after the initial fumble.
Great run there by Taylor Adams. Really spread it. Probably a 70 or 80 metre run. He didn't get the ball. The kick wasn't that great to him. There's still side bottom. Of course, what a great inclusion. He's 18 possessions. He had a fantastic start in round 1 against Brisbane.
Just hasn't used it as well as he normally does tonight.
Nichols' follow-up was excellent. Hallahan, he's on the ground. He might be in trouble. I thought he maybe dragged it in, but the umpire has some leniency. Here's Hallahan again. Miller came charging through, but Pendlebury eyes only for the footy. Plenty on it. Watch out. Here's Billy. Elliott takes the mark just outside 50. Oh, he got himself into trouble. Tried to get himself out of it with a left boot. Witts couldn't take the mark. Oh, it was slow. It was slow to the boot. It almost got back.
Witts, he just can't quite get one tonight. Have a look at Jamie Elliott. He's one of the most exciting young medium forwards in the competition. What a jump he's got. Vertical leap for a guy that's under the 6 foot mark.
That's a good kick, that one.
They found their man in the corridor in Nichols, and it's
space ahead.
Yeah, it's one-on-one, two lots of one-on-ones.
That'll work.
And it sets up nicely for Charlie Dixon.
That's a well-weighted kick in the end. And that's what Kingy was talking about before. If you can keep a couple of forwards back, it stretches the ground, it opens up space, and then they can lead into it.
Step out of the side, guys. Both out. Harley out.
They really need this to keep some hope in the game. Certainly can kick this distance, Charlie. He's shown that in the past. Had a good start of the year. Kicked 6 goals against the Brisbane Lions back in round 3.
One of only 6 players in the AFL to be averaging 3 goals per game this season. And he puts that one through the middle.
Finally, one of the boys has delivered after I put the mocker on him there, Jace. Terrific kick. But again, a shot from outside 50. He probably relaxed and had a good go at it. It was a lovely way to kick there. The good thing about Charlie Dixon early in the game, he's been leading up at the ball carrier. He's competed quite hard. It's been a really good foil, well, not foil, but certainly a good partnership they're creating along with Tom Lynch. He'd be happy with that. And still, he keeps the Suns just in the game with some semblance of hope.
Well, that's how Collingwood's getting their goals. They've kicked half of their score from clearances. 4 of their 8 goals coming from clearances, just the 2 behinds, unfortunately, for Gold Coast.
They're battling hard here. They just need to be able to put consecutive goals on the board. They might be able to do it right now. Lemons with a run up to full forward. Dixon again. He's got a free.
Ooh, here we go. Nathan Buckley will be looking at that one very closely. So I wonder if Travis Clayton can get a couple of those. There he is, Bucks. Can Trav get a couple of those down the other end? But
don't poke the bear, Brownie.
This will be handy. Travis, big Charlie Dixon, we can nail this one. There'll be 2 very quick ones. And all of a sudden, the Gold Coast Suns have got a bit of a heartbeat.
To take it back to 22 points. Charlie Dixon's second in a minute.
It's all about creating one-on-ones for your key forwards. And you can see that's a free kick because Frost has got a hold of his right arm and he's only enabling him to put up one hand to compete for the footy.
Yeah, no, very good. Good technique there by Charlie Dixon. He got his feet set, got a good solid base and a platform, and he was able to get the forearm up close into Frost, certainly upper body. Frost got a little bit off balance, had to infringe.
So a couple of goals changes the complexion of this game.
Gee, if they kicked a couple of the other easy ones, they're right in this Gold Coast.
Back to 22 points. We know the history. They've beaten them the last 2 times. They've got some spirit at the moment, the Suns, and really mounting something. Stanley, they've got run there. Being brave. Harbrow personifies that as he charges out to the wing. Took Miller. He's contained to that wing, so he had to handball his way out. To Lemons, he was getting itchy there. He had to get rid of it and released it, and eventually the turnover complete. Well, Elliott lost it between his legs. Nichols was pretty good. And they forced the 50-50.
It was good pressure there by the Pies. They really swamped. 7 or 8 players charged over from that centre square stoppage. Nathan Buckley be really happy with that defensive intent.
Nichols to Prestia. Harbrow. They're quick hands, and pace is really worrying the Pies at the moment.
Surely, did he have hands in the back there?
So.
It appeared to, didn't he?
That was a beautiful kick. I mean, that's where you want it as a leading forward. You can see Charlie Dixon looking around. It looked like there was a hand. Is there a hand in the back? Well, the left hand's right on the jumper number. Yep. Should have been a free kick.
Nichols again to advantage. Hallahan just slapdash kick. Goldsack had to deal with it. Oh, Adams almost threw that. Hurled it away. Side bottom for Williams.
Oh, great pressure.
Gee, they've wound it up here.
Need a Shepherd.
Hall looking for a free. Doesn't get it. Langdon under stress, this Magpie defence right now.
Yeah, Lynch and Hall, one of them needed a Shepherd. Better communication. In the end, Lynch just pulled out, but Hall was closed down.
Witts. Lynch. Adams. Oh, that was close to holding the ball. Rains to Lynch. Well done, Frost. Rains. Sexton will get there first. His handling was outstanding. And most importantly, he finished the job. 3 in a row.
It's been impressive.
He has been. Alex Sexton, been terrific. Went off just before, a little bit of whack in the mouth, but his pressure and his intensity, I think he's led this charge back for the Gold Coast Suns, along with Charlie Dixon, but it's his forward pressure to keep the ball in there. Charges down there. It's nice for him to finish off, and a nice little snap where he did need to dribble that one. He had no choice, Jason. Fantastic effort, and they've really ramped up their intensity. All of a sudden, the Suns well and truly back in the game. Only 16 points of difference.
Well, this last 10 minutes, look at that time in forward half for Brownie. They've produced 3 goals out of it. They've kicked 4 goals to 3 in this quarter.
Yeah, and the handball coming out of the stoppages has been a lot cleaner, Hutto.
So the Pies need to respond. Crisp, feeling it. The tackle, the pressure, relentless. And they squeeze it out again. Sard to the run of Sexton, fresh from the goal. Considered all the options and settled on Charlie Dixon, who's going for his 3rd in about 5 minutes.
Geez, he's hard work to hard to contain when he really leads up with the footy like this. He's a big man. He's 6'6", probably 105 kilograms. Has a nice jump at the ball, and as he's shown only a few minutes before, he can kick this distance quite easily. So
Dixon.
Oh, beautiful kick. Beautiful kick.
It's all coming back for the Suns. 3 goals in the quarter for Charlie. 4 in a row for the Suns. And they're back to within 10 points. And this place is well and truly alive.
Yeah, and this is where he's really dangerous. This last 10 minutes has been unbelievable. It's just been an absolute demolition. They've started well inside. Mitch Hallahan's really lifted, been his best game for the Suns so far. It's getting going, of course, this guy, Charlie Dixon, leading hard to the footy, and a good finish there, Jace.
They have taken control of the game. Talk about the last 10 minutes. It is all the Gold Coast Suns. They are dominating.
Yes.
Need a centre clearance here desperately, the Pies. That's where they're being beaten at the moment, Jace.
7 clearances to 1 in the last 10 minutes, and make that 8. Inside 50 again. They're under all sorts of stress down there. Oxley was pretty composed. Seedsman to give them some dash. He set a task here for Travis Cloke, though. Young Leslie bounds after him. Cloke cornered on the wrong side. Forced to use his feet, not necessarily his strength at close quarters. Hall mowed down by Varco. Brilliant tackle. Should have been rewarded. Wasn't. Bennell takes it over and out. Been stunning. Harbrow again. He handed it off to Nichols. Could have been any number of decisions there. Swan, none of them paid. De Goey. Nothing clean about Collingwood just at the moment. Prestia just rips it back.
See what they've done at Gold Coast. The last 10 minutes we spoke about. 4 goals to 1. 9 clearances to 2. That's where they're getting on top. And 8 inside 50s to 3. So around the stoppages, very, very good.
Have they got an answer? Dane Swan provides. Oh, gee.
Nearly knocked the post over there. Good effort by the Suns player. They're away here.
Well, yeah, puts the ball back in the hands of the Suns, doesn't it? Harbrow. He went for the tough kick rather than the percentage. Langdon knew exactly the situation, summed it up. Goldsack prepared to chance his arm to Swan, who marks with the back to goal. A kick and a half out from there. Witts bounding straight at it is big Jesse White. Oh, he's cleaned up a few on the way.
Oh, no. That's not a free kick. That is not a free kick. Oh, you can't pay that. I'm sorry. That both players are contesting the ball. White missed the ball. You've got Lonergan coming across to try and spoil. How can you pay that as a free kick? 2 blokes' eyes on the footy. You can say he took his legs out.
Yeah, that's right.
Why didn't he take his legs out? I've got an issue with that because he's trying to spoil, trying to cut off a pass.
And that's what we demand of our players now, the scrutiny they're under, to show courage.
You're saying you hit him in the head, but hang on, the head shouldn't be down below my knees, should it?
Can't make contact with the head, Jace, can you?
No, Kingy, you can't run along with your head at knee level of everyone else, though. He dived. They're trying to take that out of the game, aren't they?
He tucked up, didn't he?
I tried
because he was about to have his legs taken out. He could have got a broken leg out of that.
Jesse White, we're all fired up here. And the Collingwood fans need to rise as White converts.
Didn't like it. My personal opinion, didn't like it. I just think it was actual courage from Lonergan to come across and try and cut the lead off. Lonergan gets there first. He's on his feet. White's gone to ground. So I don't know what other option Lonergan has. What do you expect Lonergan to do in that particular scenario?
No, that's right. Not much you can do there. So he's put his body on the line. That's disappointing. That's play on for mine, Jason.
It's just, it feels like we refuse to accept any incidental high contact in the game these days.
Well, the umpire said it was an accident, didn't he? But still paid the free kick. 17 points the margin. Grundy has a couple of cracks at it. Was that the steady that Collingwood needed? Certainly the momentum flow needed to be stemmed, and it has been with the goal. And Cloak's got ball in hand and gives it plenty. White's in a purple patch, but he has to spoil there and couldn't.
Back into the side, McKenzie. Pretty potent left foot. He'll be able to put that in good effect here.
Which he does to Lynch. So important last minute 50. Certainly Gold Coast don't want to give up a goal, but if they could snatch another one late, it would cap off an outstanding back section of this second term, and they'd be right in the thick of this game.
This guy's been good.
He has been really impressive, Hallahan. They've controlled it on the way out here. Hallahan with 16 disposals. Riskatelli, or they would have been. Oh, he's kept it in and marches away. Well played after the initial fumble. Unfortunately, his kick not strong enough.
Trent McKenzie's a beautiful kick of the footy. He didn't have to drill it that hard. You've got to hit that target and take advantage of the overlap.
Interesting. Langdon decides to go down the line instead of maintaining possession.
Shepherd out. Going to go to Swan.
Just having a look at the... can't pay advantage
he's
there.
paid very late advantage. Jesse White's on the bike, heading back to goal. He's well placed to mark with his natural strength advantage.
See, they've had the rub of the green the last couple of minutes, the Pies. Not going to Travis Cloak, but they've got a couple of free kicks, haven't they?
That was 10 seconds before they called advantage there.
Yeah. Even Blair looked around and said, really? As he's running away, having a bounce.
Time on's killed them, Jace. Collingwood kicked 2 goals late in the first quarter. They're going to finish this term in all likelihood with 2 more.
Yeah, it's just taken that momentum away from the Suns, hasn't it? They really had it there for a good period.
It's never an absolute certainty with Jesse White, but should convert here from 25 metres out, which he does.
Three goals there to Jesse White. They'd be happy with that. Tough situation for young Henry Shade to get caught in. They're just talking there to his captain, saying Pendles is pointing him, telling him to get out of the way. Cloakey, you get out of the way as well. I'm the skipper here. I want to go and stand in the goal square for this last 14 seconds. Just add to the goal scoring power, but been pretty potent down there. Tough for young Shade in that situation. They're running back to goal. It was a well-weighted pass into the Collingwood forward line. Jesse White was able to throw Shade out of the way, take a relatively uncontested mark.
So the margin back to 23, and calm has been restored here at Metricon Stadium. The Suns were flying with 4 consecutive goals. Nichols showing his athleticism, and he's also got himself a free. So with 7 seconds, if they can bomb it deep.
Need a mark.
Dixon's got to be the man. Charlie Dixon, red hot at the moment, but couldn't mark that one. And the siren sounds to end an entertaining second term. And at the end of it all, it's Collingwood 10-4-64, leading the Gold Coast Suns 6-5-41. But a terrific contest, Sandy.
Indeed it is. Thank you, Hudder.
17 disposals coming across from Hawthorn, and of course Dane Swan, well, he's had 17 disposals and been right amongst it for the Pies.
It's a good point, Hutto. Hallahan's probably been his best game for the Suns so far.
Best ever in a game for Mitch Hallahan is 25 disposals. He had 24 last week, but we're into the third term now. And the free kick goes to big Jared Witts out of the middle.
They need to get a good start, the Suns. They can't afford to cough up early goals here to the Pies.
Well, they held for as long as they could, the forwards for the Pies. They all led up, the small men led up to the ball. None of them, as you saw, could take the mark. Riskatelli doing the best he could. Oh, well
good
done, sir. And it's one-on-one ahead if they can get it in there quickly. Lynch and Dixon were both head-to-head with their opponents.
Chase that.
Yeah, well,
it's out into space, isn't it?
Dixon does. Got the accommodating bounce, but the handball no good.
He's a good athlete for a big man, Hutto.
Side bottom brace for contact, which was coming.
It's like a big runaway train at the moment. Big Charlie with his confidence up and about. 4 goals in the first half. Nathan Brown's got his work cut out, hands full, trying to contain him here.
Will they think of making a change there? They could switch over Frost, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I reckon Frost might be a little bit light for him. We saw Frost playing Tom Hawkins a few weeks ago and got monstered in that first quarter. So I think they'll stick with that matchup. Brown on Dixon and Frost on Tom Lynch.
We saw DeGoey there putting the pressure on Hallahan. I wonder if that's a role he's been given. That was almost flung out of there by Oxley. And now Chris had to react, which he does. Side bottom had even less reaction time. He tried his best. Could have been a free paid. Wasn't. Matera back into the maze of players. Is there a way out for them? There is. Lonigan.
Yeah, it's a dangerous place to kick it. You can't turn it over there.
Langdon had a little look to see what was coming. And Frost plays it back. Langdon again. That time was cleaner with the ball. Swan. Oxley at the mercy of the bounce out on the wing. Hall bearing down. Oxley kept him guessing and guides it for Varco. Well played, Pies. Varco advances and then hit a roadblock. Had to call on reinforcements from behind. Oxley kept coming for Solo. Up to his feet quickly. The forwards are like that. White ready for the long one. Instead, it was a pinpoint effort for Elliott, who fumbled and bumbled his way there, but took the mark eventually. There was no margin for error on the kick, was there?
I think Tom Nichols just couldn't get a fingertip on it.
Really like their spread, Jace, really like their spread of targets. Brownie inside the forward 50, Pendlebury and White have been targeted 5 times each, and Elliott's the next best with 2. So they haven't gone to cloak all night.
So Jamie Elliott settled over this. Important kick at the start of the 3rd term. That'll do the job. Work back beautifully from left to right. Pies get the first.
Yeah, it's a heartbreaker for the Suns. Elliott go back and kick that goal. It's a real tight one. When you see this kick here, just a little bit earlier, Lonigan, it was a pretty ordinary kick. Young Tom Langdon's been terrific for Collingwood, but I'm not sure Nathan Buckler will be overly impressed with that effort. Now, he's a young player. He's shown that he's been courageous, but just needs to make sure that each and every time he goes back there with fully outstretched arms. But good finish by Elliott.
Margin out to 29. So Collingwood have now kicked 3 in a row to undo a lot of that outstanding work by the Suns in the 2nd term, where they banged 4 unanswered goals. Crisp coming off the square. Drew the contact.
Thanks, Jack. Thanks, Jack. This way, boys. This way. Coming out here. 1 metre.
Wits. Here is Crisp trying to manoeuvre his way through. It was a difficult proposition. Rains, full-bodied. Crisp got the handball. It was too quick for his teammates. They weren't ready for what was coming, but they've recovered well. Blair to Swan. Again, just missing the target. Lonigan fighting the good fight. And we'll have a ball up just outside the 50.
Just really need these inside guys to take charge like in the 2nd quarter. Halland, can he get his hands on the ball? Richard Talley. Rains in there trying to do a job.
Nichols. To go, he got it in. Now Cloak, I didn't know what he was going to do with it then. Eventually released it. Oxley tried to fashion something for Solo. Thumped away conclusively by Sard, but the Faz has got the ball and they've got him.
Gee,
and that could have been whistled, but no.
I mean, he's a clever player, Sard, but that's for Solo, sorry. But Sard affected the spoil and then followed up with the tackle. Often you see defenders with that one effort, and then they drop off and they see how it pans out. He took care of his man.
Oh, Pendlebury worked his way through and then out to his old running mate and Dane Swan. It's still up for grabs. Marley Williams tries something flash. Lonigan, with Pendlebury applying the pressure. Lynch and Frost. I think Frost will be happy with Lynch trying to get the ball at half back.
He's done a pretty good job on Tom Lynch. It's been a pretty big battle on Frost, but at the moment Frost's taking the points. Charlie Dixon has been the main contributor to the Suns' goal scoring. If Lynch can just step up here and help this 2nd half, the Suns can be right in it.
Dane Swan has a nose for the goals. High ball though this time for Cloak, and Leslie's done well not to give away a free kick there.
Good battle. Well.
Good battle.
Looked like an absolute certainty there that Cloak would take that mark.
Nathan, just a little subtle shake of the head. Probably.
Did he deserve a free kick, or is that what Bucks is thinking there, Hutto?
He'll probably clip that one and send it over to Wayne Campbell during the week. They're just going to Chinese checker their way out of defence here. Along the wing. Oh, did he mark it, Lemons? He did.
This is the team defence we've seen Collingwood do so well this season, just sliding in behind, rolling up and trying to slow the ball carrier down, force a high ball down the line.
Goes for Dixon.
No one there to help him. 3-on-1, no one there to help.
Langdon to Pendlebury, delayed his handball for as long as possible. It was as smooth moving as ever from Scotty Pendlebury. Couple of wonderful handballs to open this up. And now Adams had to wait and the traffic disappeared. So Adams takes the initiative. Oh, wow, that's a horrid kick into the middle.
It's an area of the game that lets him down. Still, his effort's been fantastic. He needs to improve his kicking, Hutto.
Miller for Matera, and he's got a couple of metres here on Langdon. What can he do with it? Riscatelli offers something, and that's where he's tried to bring the kick, and he almost got there. Frost, though, was onto it. Let's have a look at the free kick that wasn't paid.
You'd be the umpire, Brownie.
I'll be the umpire here, and you look at him. He's got him nice and high there, Travis Cloak. He just can't quite get the release. Now, there's a little bit of jumper there, but there's no way knowing that's a free kick.
Travis Cloak had as much of his opponent's jumper as his jumper was being held.
So a good call. Oxley. Adams, you can see all the options spun through his mind as to what to do. Eventually got it out with the handball, and now they're running with Williams. Step inside, neat enough from Goldsack. Back to Marley Williams, he was on his wrong side. He's hacked it forward, but Grundy's camped in the right spot. Varco was trotting past. It goes to Pendlebury. Scotty on the inside. Scotty Pendlebury in game 200. Poetry in slow motion. Scott Pendlebury puts it through.
He's just so good, isn't he, Scotty Pendlebury? What amazes me is every time he steps a player, he steps back onto his left foot. You'd think at some stage they'd wake up to it.
Yeah, that's right.
You have a look here. He gets the ball, eventually gets the long hand pass.
Adam Sard comes in at a fair rate of
always going to go back onto his left foot. But he does it so easily. And you call it, Hutto, slow motion. Doesn't look like he's moving quickly, but he just has so much time with everything he does.
Been a fair outing for the captain. His 200th game, 19th possession, 3rd goal.
Not a bad outing for the bloke next to him either. Varco's had 18 and kicked 2 goals.
It's been very good, Travis Varco. Centre bounce, Grundy.
Gold Coast.
And that is 4 in a row for Collingwood. So they've nullified all the gains that Gold Coast made in that second term.
Looks like they put Lynch in the centre square there just to try and get him into the game.
He goes for Dixon, who looked likely, but he was 39. Miller, brilliant off the pack. And just can't salute in front of the sticks. He's had a couple of cracks at it tonight.
It's killed him. It's killed him tonight. Their conversion in front of goal.
We've just had the 3 goal kickers. Dixon's kicked 4. Matera and Sexton with 1 each.
I mean, they've kicked 6-6, but the 6 that they've missed, I'd say 5 of them have been ones that should definitely be kicked.
They used their numbers well there, although side bottom, great foresight, saw what was about to unfold. He snooked it in against the line, did no favours for Tyson Goldsack, and eventually the Suns win it. Lemons still doing it hard though. Matera handballed out of bounds. Good defensive efforts by the Pies when called upon.
I think there's no doubt the Pies have ramped up their defensive pressure there. Goldsack, one of the main guys, leading the charge there for the Pies, but just where they let themselves down the midway through the second quarter.
Harbrow had a moment. Riscatelli did well. Harbrow again winds it up to the square. Langdon, Miller. Oh, well, he's a talent. That was almost. Played every game so far this year. Fresh from a 21 disposal and 8 tackle game. Dixon got it down. Oxley did well to shape the kick as far away as he could out of the danger area. Big tackle laid by Shea.
Thanks, guys. Let him up. Easy, easy. Thanks, Jesse. This way.
Travis Cloak still without a score in this game, and most people coming in would have thought he'd be in for a big night with the lack of size and experience.
He looked ominous early too, Hutto.
He's up the ground taking this one. Oh,
needs to be a good kick.
And that was a sky ball into the middle. Crisp knew what was coming. It was coming from every side. Miller to centre half forward. He went for broke with the kick. He had a more conservative option that he didn't take, and he had a crack, I suppose, but disappointing result for the Suns. Swan continues to amass. That's not his best effort. Grundy tried to make do, but it's opened the door for Sexton. And here's a big opportunity for big Charlie Dixon for his 5th goal.
Good composure there by Sexton to find Dixon. on his own. Nathan Brown had just lost contact with Big Charlie there. He's been kicking well from this distance, Jace. I like he's got a nice, steady routine and really good momentum. Doesn't try and overkick the ball from this distance.
Wouldn't be blaming Nathan Brown for that one. I reckon he'd be having a chat to Swanee saying, mate, you got to hit that target.
Yeah, he's butchered a few tonight, Swanee, but he's got so much of the footy. 23 disposals. But this for 5 goals for Charlie. He was back on the kick, wasn't he? Just didn't get through it, and away it goes for a behind.
Well, it's his first miss. It's his first miss. He has kicked very, very well up until then. But again, it's another gilt-edged opportunity that's escaped the Suns.
Low ball in quickly for Seedsman, and now they're dashing away. He wants it back from Varco. Confronted by 3 Swans. Just bullet the gate stuff from the Pies to get it out of defence, and they stay ahead of the game with brilliant handiwork. Blair, little side kick for side bottom, and nice spoil by Shade. Down to you, David King.
Just having a look at the forward setup of the Pies tonight. Travis Cloke's been working right up the ground. He's been hitting the wings. He's only been targeted once inside the forward 50 tonight, and you would often think that's a strange ploy, but when you look at the returns, they've kicked 8 goals, 1 from set shots, so they're getting absolute maximum return for their marks inside 50 without Travis down there.
Yeah, a lot less predictability.
Saad helped himself to the footy again, to a one-on-one. Dixon and Brown showed terrific initiative there. Brown went and won the footy, kept it in Collingwood hands as they start to build again. Taylor Adams back into the middle. Had to be a good kick to Crisp because there was 4 Suns in the vicinity. Now this is going to need a good one too.
Good kick too.
He's tossed it up. Oh, Goldsack!
That's a good hanger.
It was an interesting decision from Jack Crisp, but it's worked out okay. Cloke's on the move now. Into the pocket. Here he comes at the footy. Hard to stop there. Jack Leslie did his best. And still somebody pushes him away.
And this is probably getting out towards that 50-metre plus area, Jace, where he's going to kick from. And he's kicked 6 goals, 1 from this distance this year.
Well, he helped out Jack Crisp, Tyson Goldsack, with a really good mark. That's a clean grab, 1-on-1. And then good delivery to the lead of Cloke. That's where he wants the ball, where he doesn't have to break stride. He can take it at the highest point. So I think Shade and Leslie have battled very, very well as young key defenders tonight.
So Cloke for his first of the night from just inside the 50. No. Shake of the head from Travis.
There we go, a good ride.
So Ali Bennell back into play over the head of Crisp. Going to be rounded up comfortably here though by Grundy. It was very casual by Brodie Grundy as he waited. Taylor Adams, just the initial fumble hurt him, but he's back in the mix again here. Adams taking it and sharing it with Blair to Grundy. Again, their hands, a feature of the Pies. Side bottom, curl it around the corner for Fasolo. He'll be up looking quickly for options.
It's a classy kick, wasn't it?
Touch, so it's going to be play on. To go, he did his best. Nichols going to feel the heat. The boys fight it out.
Have a look at this kick by side bottom. This is as tough a kick as you'd find. What touch around the corner, snapping.
Harbrow gets it out of there.
Is that deliberate? He's going to pay for this. It's a tough decision. You're getting chased, you've got a bloke on your hammer, you kick it to space, you pick up 50 metres and you still get pinged.
Varco continues to amass. Oh, what a fumble, what a time. Oh, he's a bit lucky, Nathan Brown.
Oh, and he's not happy, Charlie Dixon, either.
Gee, that was really pushing the friendship with the umpire. Varco. I think he would have been comfortable giving away the free rather than having Dixon run onto the ball, but in the end he got away with it. Anyway, play on the call. Langdon does that. Takes it to Oxley. They're still giving the Suns a look at it, aren't they, every now and then, the Pies?
Yeah, I think they feel pretty much in control, though. They've taken a few risks at different stages, and they'll back themselves to get out of any situation they find themselves in out on the ground.
Coming off a couple of losses, they really need the 4 points, and just to restore some confidence, Collingwood tonight. Marley Williams really tests himself. Calculated kick, though, for side bottom, who's up to 23 disposals. He kicks to a one-on-one. That wasn't ideal. Sweeping in, you can see there Rains, and now Hallahan to half forward. Dixon, they're trying to funnel everything through at the moment. Goldsack wins one.
Been pretty good tonight, Goldsack.
Charlie's
not happy, Charlie.
What about mine, he says.
Just give him a nice little clip over there.
Yeah. Like a statue for a moment there, Marley Williams. Hits Taylor Adams. Collingwood holding their forward structure for this bit of play, so that we're in no hurry to get there, it seems. Swan again had to wait. Jesse White's deep, so is Witts. Cloak circling much closer to the kicker, Swan. Goes for White, missed it at the back. Oh, Elliott out of the air. Not much he can't do. Takes the big marks, kicks the big goals.
Interesting to see on the replay.
Good to see the forwards leading out. So Jesse White leads hard of the ball, creates that big hole behind, doesn't it, Jason? That's why sometimes there's those unrewarded leads, but quite often something results out of it.
You can't play catch-up, Trent McKenzie. Once you allow your opponent to get goal side, you're in trouble, aren't you? That's a clever finish, though.
Yeah, no, good finish. Brian. He's always he's dangerous in the air, but he's also dangerous at ground level with some of those finishes. There's Adam Sard. He's just a little bit sore. He's carried that quad into a game, whether he's copped a little bit of a knock, but he's struggling to cover the ground now.
Oh, look at that. Clean out of the middle. Crisp, you could say. Into the pocket, and Cloak takes the mark.
Oh, it was touched off the boot, and he actually paid the mark.
Yes.
Well, Cloak knew that his opponent got a fingertip on it. That's why he played on, but the umpire didn't see that. And it's hard for them to pick up every little finger on the ball. The umpire would have paid the mark, so it could have been a set shot if he wanted it.
Not sure, though. We could see it from here, Jace. Sure, the umpire could.
Instead, he had to use his right leg, which I thought was really just for balance for Travis, but he's missed away. So 42 points the difference.
He's working hard, though, Travis Cloak, so he has done a fair bit of work up the ground outside 50, but that's been good for his teammates.
He's taken 7 marks, Travis Cloak, and he's only averaging 7 marks a game this year, so he's gone afield to get them. But as we've said, a different role perhaps for Travis Cloak tonight.
I like it though, Hutto, and I think eventually he'll get rewarded. There'll be some big bags for him later in the year. If he gets his work rate up, gets to work, he's got high endurance for a guy of his size, and that's where he's really created his All-Australian career. He's playing, you know, a lot at centre forward. Prestia,
as they're just held up in their tracks, they were trying to forge a path through the middle of the ground again. Bennell gets there to take the mark. So 42 points the difference. Collingwood with most of the bases covered. Nichols wanted it long, but instead it's going via Prestia. Dixon and Lynch are both down there, both one-on-one with their opponents, so worth a try.
Just a bit far away, Hutto.
Yeah, okay, well, a long way away as it turned out. Bennell has to take on 3, and even he can't do that. Side bottom, skipping through Varco. He's got spring in his step, Travis Varco, tonight. 24 disposals. It's been outstanding. 100% kicking efficiency too from
That's the impressive
Travis
part of
Varco.
it. Yeah. A couple of goals to boot.
Here's a decent kick across the face from Goldsack to Marley Williams, who asked himself to do more than he needed to, perhaps there.
I was watching side bottom earlier on.
That's a busy intersection, Lynch. Side bottom, but they're just a moment late. Kolajasny again, Dixon in focus. Penalty and Prestia. Prestia tries to do what Elliott did. Didn't quite have the same result.
The Goldsack did really well there, body on body against Dixon. Looked like Dixon was in the perfect position to take another mark and kick a goal.
Varco. And now Seedsman.
Trouble here.
Adams. He's got Grundy as the long option. He goes instead for Elliott, who reels it in, hooks it in beautifully, looks inside. Had Crisp, had White.
Just quickly, the Suns have made their substitute Russell into the game, and it appears Aaron Hall out, but I will confirm that it is Aaron Hall out of the game.
Thanks, Kingy.
Only had the 4 possessions, Aaron Hall. Really struggled to get into the contest.
Jamie Elliott, a couple of goals last week, just the 10 disposals. What a player he is.
Oh, look at
and that is his second magnificent goal of the night. It's a big quarter this now for the Pies, isn't it? 4 unanswered goals.
Yep.
And that makes 6 in a row.
And we spoke in that second term when Gold Coast were able to fight back. They dominated the clearances. Now it's all Collingwood. 11 clearances to 4, 10 inside 50s to 6, and 4 goals, 3 to just the 2 behind. So one-way traffic now. We've got to find a way to hold on and fight it out for another quarter, Gold Coast.
Straight out, Jack. Clear the circle. Okay, guys, jump with your eyes on it.
Just
Kingy,
having a look at Jack Frost down there on the bench, it looks like he's got some sort of lower leg issue, substituted out of the game. And Broomhead in, so that's a bit of a structural loss there for the Pies.
Yeah, Goldsack's gone now to Tom Lynch.
Well, it might get tested right now. Just too much on the kick.
Good kick if he was kicking to the lead of Nathan Brown. It wasn't a great kick for Charlie Dixon, though. Didn't strike it well, Jared Harborough.
If they'd lost him earlier in the game, it would have been significant, potentially. So hopefully Frost is okay. But they're such a young defence, the Pies, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They've been impressive as well. They've got a couple of injuries.
Oh, Nichols just gets it safely to Harbrow. And Bennell's in good shape to mark it. He made it impossible for Tuke Miller to do anything. But he tries to redress the situation, now apologises.
Yeah, they just didn't communicate well enough. Either could have taken the mark, but Bennell ran under it and went with the one arm and spoiled it for Miller behind him.
Got to get on the move here, the Suns.
Wits. Well, Riscatelli was on the move, and so was Bennell. But Broomhead, who's just into the game, he's nice and eager. Crisp continues to create for the Pies. Swan, so often the link in the chain. De Goey dabs it to Pendlebury. Cloak.
Cloak one-on-one deep.
And so is White. He goes for Jesse. And he's in front. You can't get past him. Here's a look at Travis and thinks, nah, I don't think so.
It was a good matchup for Collingwood, wasn't it?
Coming in, I guess we thought it would be about Travis Cloak, but Jesse White with the strength on his opponents, which has been shade at times. Kolajasny there.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to settle into a key defensive role, Kolajasny, but unfortunately he was the one on that occasion that had to stand Jesse White and stop prop running back towards goal. Very difficult for a defender.
White comes in. He's had a big night, and it's going to hang on. Well, he's going to be important for Collingwood, isn't he? They're going to get anywhere this year because we talked about how important his role and having multiple roles in the forward line is. He's kicked 4 for the night. Elliott's kicked 3 and Pendlebury's kicked 3.
That's right. Now have a look at this, Hutto. It was well done by Pendlebury. He had Cloak, or certainly White was the closer one. He's able to kid in. Now White's running back towards goal. His man on him there is Kolajasny. Has got no hope because he can't keep an eye on the footy, keep an eye on his man at the same time.
Just having a look at the forward 50 targets, lads upstairs, and Jesse White leads all comers in the Collingwood forward line. I've really liked the mix of it tonight. There's been a good spread of contributors. Haven't had one dominant target. Cloak out of the way at times, taking the best defender. It's worked quite well.
It's good work from Wits and Crisp, but comes to an end across half back. It's been an outstanding performance by the Pies after they really jolted into action midway through the second term. Harbrow, perplexed initially, goes across half forward. There's Russell just on the ground.
Young Langdon, good young player. There's Luke Russell just come onto the ground. Now Rocket really wants some fight here from the Suns. I think their effort, especially in the first half, has been good.
Got to within 10 points, Brownie, and now it's after 7 consecutive goals, it's out to 54.
That's right. Don't just collapse here. Let's fight it out.
Bit of a standoff there. Seedsman, Sexton. He's restricted his run to some degree tonight. Oh, how did they keep that in, Pendlebury?
Did they keep it in?
Well, I don't know, but it looked good anyway. Why?
It did. And this is where some of those misses in front of goals come back to haunt Gold Coast. Well, Collingwood have been efficient. They continue to be accurate. As we have a look, Yeah, I think the body was shielding it from the boundary umpire right behind it.
Whatever you can get away with.
Yep. So it's going to be a really deep dig now for the Gold Coast Suns players to not have this really blow out. It's a big number already. It's going to take something special to stop it being an even bigger number.
Witts and Nichols. Pendlebury gets in as the third up. Hallahan stripped of it. There's Broomhead. Got enough on to be called play on Crisp. Adams knew what was coming. It's classy stuff by the Pies. Blair, and that was even better. Puts it out in front of Elliott, who's everywhere at the moment. Cloak wants it in the pocket. He's got to take on two. He can do that. Can't mark.
Pretty good kick. Yeah.
Gave him every chance, didn't it?
That's right. Gave him every chance. And the Collingwood kicking inside 50. I know Trav would be a bit frustrated by that. Couldn't quite hang on to it, but I thought the kick was good. But the kicking inside 50 has been a lot better tonight.
Back into play. Nichols. McKenzie wades through. Varco. Interesting way of disposing. Gets it back for Oxley. Sees something he likes. DeGoey. 25 seconds remaining. Another opportunity. Jesse White wants a bag of 5 goals, but it's not going to come, at least not yet. McKenzie, oh, he had a bounce at an awkward moment. Kolajasny. And the ball on the way back in again. Williams, have they got time? Need a mark or a massive kick? No, they'll get the mark right on the siren. And it'll be Jack Crisp to have the shot after the three-quarter time siren.
Don't play on Jack, run straight. Mark's here.
He's had 17 disposals, Jack Crisp. They've kicked 5 goals, 3 to just 2 behinds in the quarter.
Adam Oxley's had 13 possessions for the quarter for the Pies.
It's been a dominant. They've had 131. They've doubled them in disposals. And really, for all that dominance, they've kicked 5 goals, 4 to 2 behinds to take what would appear to be a stranglehold on this game. They lead by 55 points at three-quarter time. Plenty of action, though, still to come.
Whether it's a hamstring or whether it's something more severe, I don't think it's a knee injury. He gave me a little wink, but I'm not sure what that wink meant at this stage, so big concern for him.
Well, that interchange there with Nathan Buckley was interesting too as we look at the next month ahead for the Pies. It's going to be difficult, particularly if they're missing a key defender.
Yeah, of course, they're still hoping to get Ben Reid back, but that won't be yet. Normally when the coach goes down to the player like that, it does mean it's a serious injury, doesn't it? So let's hope that's not the case. Mad scramble for it in the middle. Hallahan takes them inside, and Lynch got to the right spot. And Goldsack not only defending, but
He's been good, Goldsack.
Taking it out again, using Brown in cahoots with Swan. Langdon had a couple on offer. Went down to Cloak. Not paid.
It's just not finding things running his way at the moment, Travis. But he'll keep battling, he'll keep presenting.
He's had 11 possessions, 7 marks.
He thought it was 8.
Yes.
Adams waited it for Broomhead. Into Varco. He's had an outstanding night. And decides to share it some more. It's getting a little easy at the moment. As White found it too easy. He was trying to kick his 5th.
Yeah, he's ready to high-five his mates there.
Could have run further too, Jesse White.
Could have.
Really scooped the ball, kicked it very high from there.
Jack,
We're not used to running into our goal, and certainly have a goal in the run.
4 goals, 1 for Jesse White.
No closer. That's it, hold Jesse.
Shade takes them back to the wing. Oh, Oxley's turned the jump up. And got to keep watching, because just the way this is going, we're going to see a few big grabs in this last quarter.
He's been a find, Oxley.
He knows how to find the footy too,
does.
Brandon. You mentioned he had 13 touches or something like that in that third term.
Yeah.
Hold there.
his kicking's an area of the game you need to work on, but that looks like it's improved as the season's gone on. But Nathan Buck will be really happy with his progress, with like a lot of the young defenders that have come into this side over the last 18 months.
Pretty labour-intensive way to get it out of defence.
Yeah.
Saad had enough. Runs and bangs away. Prestia didn't let the height worry him. Lynch's kick was half run down. Oxley again in the line of fire. Well done, Russell. Prestia tried to carve out a handball. Hallahan, they're overwhelmed again. Goldsack had the answers. Crisp. Did Brisbane realise how good Crisp could be, Brownie?
Well, they did, but Collingwood wouldn't give up Dane Beams for
another one.
For only a first-round draft pick, I suppose, if you want to call him. He was the bonus thrown in on top, Jack Crisp, to get the deal done. Now, of course, Brisbane are very happy to get Dane Beams. But we did know losing Jack Crisp was going to be a big loss. He certainly had a big last 6 games of the year, tagging through the midfield, but having a good running game. But we're pretty happy with Dane Beams. Or sorry, the Lions are pretty happy with Dane Beams, Jason.
Jack Crisp with 20 disposals tonight. Jared Blair hasn't hit the scoreboard yet, but now he has, but only with a behind. So
just saw that passage of play again, Hutto, out of the defensive half for the Pies tonight. They've been unbelievable. And you look at their ability to score on counterpunch or transition down the ground. They've scored 12 goals, 5, which is their highest since 2011 out of the defensive half. Their all-time high is 98 points, so they're on track to have an all-time PB tonight. This has been some sort of performance.
what does that tell you, Kingy, about how good they can be, or is it more about their opposition tonight?
Well, there's a bit of both. You've got to factor both in, but I think their midfield's in really good shape, and Sidebottom coming back into this team and Crisp's improvement. I just think their midfield have got some real potency back.
Sexton has the footy. Margin is 57.
It's become a bit stagnant, hasn't it?
Just haven't been able to find a path to goal, or at least when they have, the accuracy hasn't been there since midway through the quarter. Here's a gilt-edged opportunity, and Tommy Nichols will take it and put it through.
Yeah, certainly both sides just lacking a little bit of energy levels there. Just see set up. Collingwood just allows this one over the back. Bennell shoots a nice little quick handball through to that was Sexton, and then Nichols, who's run forward on Grundy. It's been a pretty good contest between the younger players all night. It's one of the few they've been able to finish off properly. They had a few opportunities like that in the first half, but they weren't quite able to capitalise.
Tom Nichols. Interesting that Nichols now preferred to Zach Smith, which would be disappointing because Zach Smith looked like he was ready to take the competition apart before he got injured on it.
Yeah.
And it's been a long journey back, but he's been disappointing this year, Brownie.
Yeah, that's right. It has been. Nichols certainly held his own against probably the best young ruckman in the competition in Brody Grundy tonight. Grundy's had 7 possessions.
That gets through the gate, and now Cloak runs into the open goal, and he makes no mistake. Cloak kicks his first.
Comedy of errors there for Gold Coast. They've got the free kick in the middle. Tom Nichols misses an easy target, the turnover. Then they all run under the ball and allow it over the back. Nobody's sweeping.
Yep, be happy with that. Finally gets on the scoreboard there, Cloaky. Bit of reward for hard work. He's worked hard tonight. His numbers mightn't suggest that. Not the biggest night in Travis Cloak's career, but I think he's opened up opportunities for teammates.
It's 18 goals for the season for Travis Cloak.
Collingwood forwards right up now, right on the edge of the centre square.
Jesse White on 14 goals. Wasn't the best decision by Jack Crisp. Colin Jasny takes them into the back pocket to Saad, who's been one of their hard workers and really given them some dash out of defence, which he does again. Always thinking positively. There's a good effort from Marley Williams, but he didn't quite complete the job, and now Bennell's able to take them forward. Tom Lynch might be able to jump up here, but Goldsack has the answer once again.
Tell you what, I've got the pleasure of doing the votes tonight, and this guy's quickly putting his hand up. As a defender, it's always tough to get votes, but
I was going to say,
he's been tremendous.
As a key forward, Brownie.
Yeah, I know. I don't like to. I don't like to lower myself to those levels. No, I shouldn't say that. Goldsack's been terrific. Now he goes on to Tom Lynch, of course, after Jack Frost was injured in that third quarter. But he's a real heartbeat for Collingwood, one of the veteran players. Nick Maxwell, of course, retired at the end of last year. And so he's been able to carry on that real leadership that really, it's a pretty young defence. Along with Nathan Brown, Goldsack's got big responsibility this year.
Lemons turns what would have been defence quickly into attack. And there's some options out on this side, as you can see. Sexton, the instant give to Lynch. Oh, just got there. Only just.
Well, the umpire's taken him wide.
Wow, that's
I reckon he's lost a couple of yards and then plenty of degrees because of that in terms of the angle.
Tom Lynch, he's a terrific young leader for the Gold Coast Suns. One of the best young one of the best contested marks in the competition. He's still, of course, only young, but he's a real follow-me leader. Hopefully he can finish off a cute goal. He hasn't been his biggest night.
No. So important for his confidence that he kicks that goal. Didn't happen for him there.
Just want to see the Gold Coast fight the fight here in the forward half. Try and lock the ball in. Try not to be submissive to Collingwood's counter-attack, which is now up to 83 points, chasing that all-time 98-point counter-attack game. PB of theirs.
Williams forced down the line for Crisp. Can't take a solid mark for a midfielder, Jack Crisp.
Yeah, and that in itself is disappointing. We're talking about what Kingy wants there, allowing unmarked players down the line. I mean, you want to force the opposition to kick down the line because it's down the line to a contest, not to loose players.
It's been a problem for the Suns for a while now, Jace. Not only this season, but the points against on turnover. They've always been ranked pretty low in the competition.
Sidebottom played a part in that. As Witts gets it back to Crisp. Don't mind having that one again. He apologises down the line to Jamie Elliott. So we're sitting on a 56-point margin here. What do you think about Collingwood? Have you made your mind up yet, Jace or Brownie, about whether they're going to be right in that mix for the top 8?
I think you can't judge until we see them tackle some of the competition heavyweights and really duke it out with them. But they're beating the teams they need to beat at the moment, and that's all you can ask from them.
Here's an opportunity for Dixon looming. They fight it amongst themselves a little bit there. Goldsack didn't really want to release it. You could see his reluctance because the Suns were on the outside waiting for the ball to jolt out. Eventually it goes Seedsman's way. Gets off the chain. Kicks to the wing, and well done by De Goey. Wanted to keep moving.
Or Pendlebury in space.
And Pendlebury just eases up to the 50. Puts it on a platter for Fasolo.
He doesn't try to drill the ball, Scott Pendlebury. He waits the kick, and he knows where the player's going to be. He reads the game so well. I think they understand him, and they know that if they find any sort of space, the ball will present itself. So you'd love being a forward when Scotty Pendlebury's got the ball.
Yeah.
So Alex Fasolo, who started the night with the first goal, he's had another since then. So this for 3 goals for Alex Fasolo. Beautiful strike. And the Pies continue to rack up the goals against the Suns. Let's have a look as we discuss the Pies at their season so far, boys. And certainly they started with a win against Brisbane, and then they were smashed by Adelaide. I know they only lost by 27 points, but they were taught a lesson. Since then, they've probably their best win is against Essendon, I reckon, for the season.
Yeah, they haven't beaten anyone so far, Hutto, but Sidebottom's come back in. He's a big entry. If they get Ben Reid back, if they can get Ben Reid back from injury, that's going to be a big help. But at the moment, they're probably certainly that lower end of the top 8, pushing from one of those last couple of spots, I'd believe.
Tonight was just one of those games that they had to win. They've got some tough road trips as the season goes on, and there's lots of games where they're going to be 50-50 for this Collingwood team. So tonight they've not only looked like they're headed for a win, but a big win, and they want more. They're hungry for more, and Elliott's still turning on the tricks in the forward 50, even making it harder for himself than it needed to be.
It's nice delivery, though, for a small forward leading out. Impossible for a defender to spoil when you've got to dive down low and take that chest mark. And it took a couple of bobbles, but he pulled it in.
The kicks have been pretty good coming in tonight, haven't
Yeah,
they?
they have been. He gets a chance to kick his 4th and join Jesse White with 4 goals. For Solo with 3, and that's that spread we're talking about. Pendlebury 3, Varco 2.
So a picture of concentration here, Jamie Elliott. He's given it all he can. He probably didn't. Oh, that's heavy bullocking work by Jesse White to ensure that result.
He's doing it nicely.
4 goals for Jamie Elliott as well. Jay, sorry to interrupt. And
This guy Varco's been pretty good as well. So
you can see it's all Collingwood, isn't it, when we're looking at the top possession getters on the ground. Swan, Pendlebury, Varco, Williams, side bottom. You'd love to see some Suns players there. Colin Jasny has 22, Hallahan and Bennell 21 apiece.
Well, they've had almost 100 more disposals in total for the game.
And all the damage has been done in the second half. Hutto especially. They had about 70 more possessions in that critical third quarter, Collingwood. Contested possession numbers, there's fair difference there. I think Bucks will be pretty happy tonight. Right from the get-go, the defensive pressure was very good. The defensive effort, their organisation amongst each other, and then the guys have had a good work rate across the field, especially the forwards.
Broomhead put his body on the line there. And the rewards come through the middle. Crafty handball from Adams for Seedsman, who gets it in long to Goey in the push and the shove. Had one go. I think that's pushed through by the defender, is it not?
It's a rush behind.
Collingwood cheers, God, did you see it that way? They've got a Collingwood player got a boot on it.
Urgent work by Adam Sard.
Frost was probably the one player, along with Nathan Brown, they could least afford to lose tonight. I just wonder how that'll impact them over the next couple of weeks.
It's a really good point with Ben Reid being out, isn't it?
And you've wrapped Goldsack up, and he's done a terrific job, but he doesn't normally play that key defensive role, and it robs a bit of flexibility from the team, doesn't it?
It's a great kick.
Probably just a little bit undersized, isn't he, Goldsack, Jace?
He's going to have to play tall, though.
Rains now on Varco. He was an unlikely forward target, Andrew Rains.
Yeah, but he called it long. He wanted it long, and it was sat on the head of Varco, and then he just
Didn't really
held him from behind and allowed the ball to come to ground.
That's not Steele Sidebottom's most memorable moment of the night. He's had plenty. Lonigan. Again, the numbers all around Dixon. Sidebottom gets another crack at it.
He's down at 56% kicking efficiency, and Dane Swan's down at 43%. So there's a couple of issues there for the Pies, but most of the rest are using the ball very well.
For Solo to White, who takes the mark and just barges on through. High ball for De Goey or Grundy to have a crack at. They both try. Neither really got off the ground far enough, but Grundy steals it back and puts it through.
Well, certainly deflating. The effort now starting to peter away. A lot of bad errors in this second half, Jace. A lot of simple errors.
He's down on confidence, Trent McKenzie.
Yeah,
I mean, look, we know there was the discipline issue where he sat a week out, and he's just not pulling the trigger on some of the kicks that he would normally hit.
Yeah.
And that hurts when you just got a simple hand pass over the top and you don't complete it, and it costs another goal.
Well, it's out to 75 points now. And the Gold Coast Suns getting another smashing. They were staring down the barrel of a 100-point loss last week. Managed to get some late goals to reduce the final margin to under 100, 92 points.
It's a real shame. Not going to be disappointed because it was getting close there in the second quarter. It was only really in time on in the second quarter where the Pies were able to get back out to a nice little lead going into half-time. It's been all Pies second half, though. Combination of mistakes and a lack of effort by the Suns. They've lost hope, haven't they? And Jason summed up really well, especially in the first half. When you don't take that opportunity and you've really been struggling for confidence throughout the year, you've got to kick those early goals to continue on that hope and get back into full form.
Lonergan played it pretty well, but Varco was aware of the plan.
He's been exceptional, Varco.
26 disposals for Travis Varco.
It's about the best game I've seen him play in the black and white.
As they all pile on. Bit of a hand issue there for Scotty Pendlebury.
Wonder if Brownie will get caught up in the emotion of the evening and the milestone when he's giving the votes later, Hutto.
Well, he's pretty handy. He's been pretty good, Jace. I'd make a
There's a few contenders.
I'd make a fair case for some votes with him, I reckon. But you're right, Hutto. There's been plenty of contenders.
And they're flying through the middle again. His 30th disposal takes them inside 50. It's going to come out despite that spillage.
That might be a minus. That kick.
Lynch heaves it for Dixon. Just collaborate
well done.
really well, that Collingwood defence. Have been great awareness of each other.
Great second effort there from Charlie Dixon. And too many times he's been 1 against 2, 1 against 3. He's had to crumb his own spoil.
Seedsman works goal, sack back into it, through centre half back to Swan. His 33rd disposal to Varco. He's having the old field day, is Travis Varco. 28 disposals now.
And he hasn't turned the ball over at all. He's 100% with his kicking.
You just about want to not have another kick for the night, wouldn't you? Not to ruin that.
And that was a question mark coming into the side, Hutto, was his kicking efficiency. Really need to improve that, and tonight's been an outstanding performance by him.
Missed his last set shot. Jared Blair has just one behind to his name. It's one of those midfield forward options that Collingwood would love to have regularly impacting on the scoreboard. Gets his opportunity now. Make amends for that last miss. He's at 17 possessions, kicking at 29% efficiency.
And the lead stays at 70, in the mid-70s, up to 76. It clips the post.
It's not coming off the boot for him very well tonight.
Thanks, Jamie Hull. Stay there. Move it on. Play on.
Travis Varco, this is his second highest disposal night.
Stay there.
He's got a PB is 33 disposals.
He's got some agility and some athleticism, hasn't he, Sard?
Harbrow, Rischitelli. There's Lonergan providing for Lynch. Oh, Jesse White's back there in defence now.
Gee, they got loose numbers forward. If they had have just taken the clean mark and moved it quickly, that's proven costly.
How many players do they need to get back before they're going to be competitive, Brownie, do you think?
Well, it's their three main inside mids, Ablett, O'Meara and Swallow. They're not going to get O'Meara back, but and their two main key position defenders in Thompson and May.
So May's back next week.
Well, May's back next week. Saw Ablett in the lifts as we were just coming back up from the ground prior to the game. He's pretty confident 2 weeks' time he'll be back.
Okay. Jamie Elliott decides to be a bit more conventional, a little bit more conventional, still a dribble kick. He puts it through and the lead out now is beyond 80. Kingy.
They really, when you look at Jack Frost, he's the story of the night for me. They really haven't had to worry about not playing without him the last 20 or so games. And here it is. Here's the injury. The guys in the truck have tracked back and found that left knee of Charlie Dixon just driving up into the hamstring, right hamstring of Jack Frost. You can see there. That'll be some sort of corky right behind the right thigh. So just discomfort, I hope, for the week.
So if it is just a severe corky, I mean, that's a great result.
Just didn't look at the body language between he and Nathan Buckley and a couple of others down there.
Blown out now to 82 points. They've just kicked one goal since midway through that second term, or late in that second term, when they were only 10 points behind. And the Pies have really smashed them. Rains takes the grab. Rischitelli for Dixon.
Well done.
Opportunity for him to kick his fifth.
Whenever he's had a one-on-one, he's looked dangerous, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
They just haven't created enough of them, unfortunately.
Big, strong fella, out of contract this year. Be well sought after by some opposition teams.
couldn't afford to lose him, could they, really? Dixon comes in, and that's disappointing.
Yeah, lazy kick, that one.
It's a couple that hasn't quite got it together.
Missed his last two, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked really good there earlier on in the game.
Pies have got the Kangaroos next week, so
That'll be a big game.
it's tricky for them if they do, if that injury to Frost keeps him out. The Roos have got plenty of
Good marking options up forward, haven't they?
It's interesting to see we've got to see Gary Ablett there. Hopefully they can get him back in the last couple of weeks. But the Suns have been cruel by injury. You look at their run. They've got Hawthorn, Sydney, Fremantle. That is an absolute nightmare next 3 weeks.
Oh, they get a bye.
They get the bye, which they'll get the win there, Jace.
Tough
but
run.
they're staring down the barrel of being 1-10 by the bye, which certainly they wouldn't have thought of that going into the season. But
No, and that's where the timing of their injuries hurts, because they had a really good opportunity to make a mark early, like we've seen GWS do, but they just didn't have their personnel up and running.
Well, the Giants are 6-2, which is exactly where the Gold Coast Suns were at this time last year.
I want to see if Collingwood can get one more goal on counter-attack out of the defensive half to break their all-time record on defensive half scores.
that would be impressive. This guy,
He's tried hard, hasn't he?
he's tried hard, Alex Sexton. But just getting back to that point of the key players. So I think you could argue the most important players, the 7 most important players for the Gold Coast Suns, Ablett, Swallow, O'Meara, May, Thompson, Dixon and Lynch. And obviously those first 5 guys I mentioned not out in the park tonight. No side in the competition is able to cover that many of their best players being out, let alone a side that's just developing.
Sexton, that's a fantastic strike. Something to cheer about for the Gold Coast Suns. Been all too rare since half-time. Here's the Pies. There's obviously a big game tonight between Sydney and Hawthorn.
But it's a good percentage booster from as well, Hutto. And they're doing what they need to do, having a big win, working hard defensively so that they're not conceding many points. Because that percentage becomes vitally important when you're jostling for positions at the back end of the season, trying to fit into the top 4, top 8.
Jack Crisp there, former Brisbane Lions player. He's done a good job this year.
Contested numbers in the last quarter. Strongly in favour of the Pies. But trying to lunge forward for another couple of goals perhaps for the Suns. Siegeman let that behind. They're still trying for Yakingi to get that record running out of defence. Lemons takes his turn. Scramble hard. There we go. Blair flicked it out to Goey. Witts inside the 50. Just slightly missed the drop of the ball for Solo. Kolajasny squeezed it to Saad. He knows only one way, and that is straight ahead.
Good options in the corridor. Just looked the wrong way.
Pass now. Bennell.
It's a good kick. Opens up the ground if you can hit that sort of target.
Pies have had 104 more disposals than the Suns so far, but let's see if they can get another late one. Miller from the pocket. Brings it back in, and Nichols stands his ground against one of the smaller men in the opposition, it has to be said, but finishing with a flourish.
It was a good square up from the boundary. You want to kick it to that dangerous position in the corridor. And you hope that some of your teammates read the fact that that's where you're going to kick it. Try and be predictable. Try and do the team things. Strong mark, needs to convert now. They've missed too many of these type of shots for goal tonight.
Tom Nichols, 13 disposals, 7 marks, a goal. He's a real athletic young man. 23 years of age in his 20th game. He poked at it a little bit, but it'll do.
Just like him a little bit more forward drive, getting through that one there.
Wasn't a great kick for Charlie Dixon, but he makes a contest, and then they kick the ball alive.
Yeah, good centering effort there by Touk Miller.
Yeah.
Good mark there and then, albeit against a smaller player. Charlie Dixon, he's been terrific all night. He's competed and contested, not only been his shots on goal or his goals that he has kicked, he has brought the ball to ground a lot for his coming forwards. And he's pretty good at ground level for a big guy. Nichols probably broke even with Grundy. Grundy's just been down to about 8 possessions. I think it was up to 14. So he could probably hold his head high, I would have thought. He's been able to kick a couple of goals.
From the centre bounce, Adams found a way through to Witts. There's Grundy resting forward. He's your thoughts on the big man battle with Nichols taking on Grundy and Witts, and whether Collingwood will persist with that for the season. You think, obviously it's the preference at the moment to have 2 ruckmen. You think that'll continue?
Well, the interesting thing is, Hutto, it's Jesse White looks to have a lot more power and spring in his step when he doesn't have to play in the ruck. It's very difficult to play ruck and then to go into a power forward position. And whether they can sustain that, though, with the, I suppose, the drop in mobility around the ground, you know, with Witts and Grundy both there together. I would have thought they really need to make sure they're bringing a lot to the table around the field, if you want to call it that. Certainly need to be contribute in the air.
And the other thing is they haven't had the option tonight, but normally one of those 2 would be subbed out when the sub's used. But of course they had the Frost injury, so they didn't have that option tonight.
Here's Cloak looking for a late one. It's coming out. McKenzie just adjusted the kick on the way. Good hands from Hallahan. Is there time for one more? You'd think probably not.
We've just got no options to kick to. That's the problem. That's why they keep going backwards.
Riscatelli battled gamely, but he's run out of legs. Now the siren sounds. Powerful display by Collingwood against a struggling Gold Coast Suns. But after a couple of losses, Collingwood certainly aren't complaining. 20 goals, 12, 132. The Gold Coast 9-9-63. The Pies winning by 69 points in game 200 for Scott Pendlebury. 35 disposals for the skipper. Just nipped in the bud by Dane Swan, who had 36, but 4 of them got into the 30s, including Steele Sidebottom, who was a welcome return to the lineup tonight.